Look at the volume in that hair.
Hi, my name is Tina Bell, and today is my next installment of Tea Time with Tina. And I have a very special guest today. He is a doctor and will be working with COVID patients, and he is my boyfriend. Yeah. So, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
I'm Dr. Jeff, long-time watcher, first-time guest on Tea Time with Tina.
Cheers. And if you've never been here before to my channel, I am an actress, model, producer, but I also have a trauma specialist background. What we're going to be talking about today is very sensitive topics, and it's very anxiety provoking. So if at any point in time it seems to be too much, feel free to shut off this video and go to one of my previous episodes. No worries at all. And I'm going to be sure to link any sort of resources for you guys for telehealth or telecommunications so that you guys can make sure that you're just protecting yourselves and staying healthy and happy during this time as much as can be expected.
I'm drinking coffee in a New England Journal of Medicine mug. Shout out to the New England Journal of Medicine.
New England. And the tea that I am drinking today is honey lavender stress relief tea. It helps to calm and ease tension. Very appropriate for today and today's topic. The quote on the tea is, "Love is to live for somebody. Love is not to live with somebody."
Well, this is awkward.
It's okay. We live for and with each other, right? He hates me. It's okay. So today we're going to be talking about the current pandemic that's going on. We have an expert doctor here with us today to just talk about a little bit more of the science so that we can equip you guys with the knowledge necessary to just feel empowered during this really stressful and helpless time. The first question is, what is COVID-19, aka coronavirus, aka nightmare from, and how did it start?
COVID-19 is the disease that the virus causes. The virus is called SARS-CoV-2. It originated in China. Originally, the virus probably lived in bats, and then people in the wet markets were eating bats, and that's likely how the virus was able to be exposed to humans, and it has since spread.
Oh boy. Yeah, and I mean, it seems that this is spreading pretty rapidly. I don't know, I just feel like I'm watching the numbers and they just keep increasing, and it's a little scary, but I don't know, do we know why or anything like that yet?
I mean, the main reason is because it's a, quote, novel virus, meaning that it's something that the human population has never seen before, and so none of our immune systems are equipped to handle the virus. So pretty much anyone who is exposed is at a much higher risk of getting infected by it. And then for reasons we don't really understand, it seems to be more contagious than some of the other SARS-like viruses that have come around in the past.
I feel like there's a lot that we don't know yet because this is the first time we're experiencing this, right? Novel meaning new, and that's the biggest challenge for all of our health heroes on the front lines like yourself, and we are, I think, so grateful for all of you guys and your services, and I'm fortunate enough to live with a hero every day. It's okay, he hates compliments, but I'm gonna keep on giving them. So, next question is, this is a hot debate right now because it came, I feel like, in waves in terms of when the lockdown was really enforced and how important is social distancing and quarantining, and can you talk about the distinction between these two?
Yeah, social distancing is really the only defense we have against the spread of the virus. There currently aren't any known treatments, and there's no vaccine yet. So the whole goal of social distancing is to keep people who might not know that they are sick from infecting others before they get symptoms. And then quarantining is for people who, once they have symptoms, try their best to limit even more so than when they're social distancing, how frequently they're going out, how often they're encountering others, because you don't want to spread the virus to other people.
So it's very important, is what you're saying, basically.
Paramount to success in the war against the virus.
It's literally the only thing that we can be doing right now, short of coming up with a vaccine. What's it like on the front lines? What is the culture, and what does it look like in the hospital? You're going to be actually working with adult COVID patients.
I think I've been really blessed to work at the hospital that I work at, because they have been very on top of sort of contingency plans and making sure we were ready for when, not if, things got worse. And so I think the hospital's response to the rising number of infections has been really great, and we sort of have known how we as a hospital were going to approach it. And luckily we have been rationing our PPE enough that everyone has enough PPE, protective personal equipment.
Nice. I was gonna do a little sidebar. Protective personal equipment. Boop.
Boop.
Yeah, I mean, and we're not saying any of this to scare you guys in any way, shape, or form, but it's just to let you guys know what the reality of the situation is, and hopefully encourage people to social distance and or quarantine if you're experiencing symptoms as much as possible, because this is very serious. So let's just all be considerate and try to stay home as much as possible, even though we're all going out of our minds, so you're not alone in that. My next question, I just wanted to get your take on the efficacy of masks.
CDC has recommended that everyone wear masks when they're outside of their household. And the masks honestly really prevent you, if you're infected with the coronavirus, from spreading it to other people, as opposed to protecting you so much from people who might have it. Because we're trying to limit the spread as much as we can. I haven't left the house yet since these recommendations came out, but rest assured I will find something to wear as a mask, be it a bandana or something to that effect.
Yeah, so fashion designers, hit them up, and we gotta equip these health heroes with all of the masks possible. And thank you guys so much, anyone who is making masks, donating them, selling them. You are the real MVPs in this situation. Thank you so much for taking the CDC mandate seriously and for helping us. So this is actually a question that I got from one of my followers. Explain a little bit about what viruses are, and then answer this question, which is, if viruses aren't alive, how do we kill them or get rid of them, right? How do you kill something that's not even alive to begin with?
Right. So viruses are essentially small infectious particles, much smaller than like bacteria, that need to use a host cell to make more of them. And so that's what a viral infection is. Like when you get the flu, small infectious particles are using your cells and hijacking them to make more of them.
Ew!
And for all of the viral infections that we know of, usually the two best things that we use are either vaccines, and then in some cases like in HIV and hepatitis C, we have some drugs that can target specifically some of the proteins that viruses use to either infect cells or reproduce themselves. Coronavirus, there are a lot of trials going on with various drugs to see if any of them can be helpful. And then obviously there's a ton of research all over the medical community trying to find a vaccine for this novel coronavirus.
My last question is sort of a general question, and it's final thoughts, question mark. So what, if anything, do you want to summarize, really send home, or maybe just like silver linings, whatever?
Stay home. Stay safe. And I think the silver lining is that, you know, as bad as things get, there's still a large number of people who get the virus and then are fine afterwards, and then they'll be immune to it, hopefully, for quite some time.
That is actually really good news. And I mean, the other silver lining is that we are fortunate to have a roof over our heads and
Yeah.
to be relatively protected in these times. And my heart goes out to anyone who doesn't have these luxuries or securities that we didn't even really see as luxuries or securities before this, and how fortunate we all are to be social distancing but living in a virtual era where we can still connect and
Yeah.
have some FaceTime with our
Pre-internet?
loved ones. Oh my gosh.
Forget about it.
Could you imagine if this happened pre-internet? Oh man, I don't know. I just can't even imagine. It's crazy because we
Even
live
pre-smartphone.
Yeah, we lived pre-smartphone.
Well, let me
Showing
get,
my
let me
age
get
real
on
quick.
my flip phone. Let me just.
But I just wanted to say thank you so much, Dr. Jeff, boyfriend extraordinaire, for coming on Tea Time with Tina, my first ever guest. Super exciting though. I'm hoping to have more guests in the future, so if you do want to be a guest, you don't have to be a doctor. I mean, like I said, I'm an actress and producer, and so anything in any field really at all. You could be a stay-at-home mom, you could be, health hero, you could be also an actor. I would just love to have you guys on. Cheers!
Cheers.
Yay!